Welcome to the Immigrant Entrepreneurs Show, where our mission is to inspire, impact, and influence other immigrant entrepreneurs to follow their dreams and create the future they want and desire. My guest today came to the US with only $800 to his name. I'm getting goosebumps while saying that. He has built a company that now serves 10,000 locations and generates over $1 million in monthly revenue. He is the founder and CEO of Home Alliance, Sardor Umrdinov. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Ali. Thank you. Thanks for inviting.
Absolutely. Thank you for making the time. Sardor, where were you born and when did you come to the US?
I was born in the small village in Uzbekistan called Baghdad, Serava. It was 10,000 people, I guess. And from there, I went to school to Baghdad region, then the Fergana, then moved to Tashkent in 2000s to the university. After a few years, I got here then.
So you were born in Uzbekistan. Tell our audience, maybe some people don't know where Uzbekistan is. Can you tell them which part of the world Uzbekistan is?
Yeah, Uzbekistan is in Central Asia, one of those Stan countries. It's a post-Soviet Union country. It's a double-lock country. There are two double-lock countries in the world. Has no access to ocean. You have to pass two countries like Afghanistan, Iran, then ocean, right? So it's a Luxembourg and Uzbekistan. It's a second double-lock country.
Right.
It's in Central Asia. It's north of Afghanistan and south of Russia and Kazakhstan.
Awesome. Thank you. So we go fast forward to what made you decide to end up in this part of the world and how you got here with only having $800 to your name.
In the beginning, I came to US to study English. I was an F1 student, and it was cool to come from university to get a US visa and visit US. It would be easier to find a job back in Uzbekistan. I came actually for only, I think, 3 to 6 months. My school was paid for 3 months. My dad kind of sponsored me on that and gave me like $800. And I had to go back in 3 months to 6 months. But then when I got here to US, whole thing changed and I decided to stay.
Nice. And I believe it wasn't as easy as, now these days might be coming to the US back then. When was that, by the way? What year did you come to the US?
I got to US in 2003, October. I got a student visa and I was not planning to stay here. So in the beginning, when I was getting the visa,
Right. And then what happened when you got here? You're like, oh, this is heaven. I'm not gonna leave.
yeah. Once I walk out the airport, LAX, I felt that I am in the future, like 100 years ahead, and I saw a lot of a land of opportunities, and say, you know what, I have to probably try out.
Do you believe, Sardar, do you believe coming from a place like Uzbekistan to basically to the future, to the US, now you see a whole lot of opportunities that somebody who was born and raised here is not going to see?
I think when you live in abundance, it's a hard, you don't really, like they say, you don't understand the value of the river is growing next to your house, right? Like people from far away would feel that. And I think sometimes you have to zoom out in order to really feel the opportunity or appreciate what you have.
Absolutely. So, and then what happens from there? Okay, you walk out of the airport. You're like, hey, man, this is the land of opportunity. I finally arrived in the future. And then what happens?
Yeah, the interesting part was when I walked out airport, some friend of mine, like family friend, had to meet me, but nobody really met me. I
Right.
was sitting in the airport for like 24 hours. I was even planning to go back because I didn't know what to do further, right? Then I called back to Uzbekistan and I asked, what should I do? The lady who sent me gave me a phone number of a restaurant and says like there is another Uzbek guy there, call. And he was, I think, working in the kitchen. And a strange guy, I never know him. He didn't know who I am. I called him and says, "Can I talk to Bahram?" And after like 15 minutes, I think the guy came over. I explained who I am, introduced myself in Uzbek, and the guy said, "Like, come over, we'll figure out." And that was it. And he gave me the address. I got a taxi cab. I paid $100, and I came to that restaurant. And actually, he helped me to find a lodging and place. And that's how the life started.
Nice. And then you started to study English. Was that what happens next?
Yeah. I was going to English classes, ESL, every day and afternoon. I was kind of looking, trying to learn English, walking to the people, and trying to like practice my English
Hmm.
after school.
So, and then how long did you do that? And then what happened from there?
I was doing it for I think few months, but I never really finish. Not I always go to the school because I had to keep my status, and I went to the ESL and extended this at the same time until I got my green card, and later on, that's what happened.
Right. So, and then how did what was the next phase of life or professional life for you after that?
Yeah, first I found all kind of different odd jobs. It was started from dishwashing, and then the best boy, the waiter, and then I kind of got introduced to construction industry from the, painting first, then electrician, the plumbing, general labor work, and eventually end up in a company for after electrician work. They were fixing coin laundry machines, laundromats, and that's what I got offered for job guarantee, and that's where I started my career of the really technicians and fixing stuff.
And you had no prior experience to that, right? You just got into it and start learning, or what was it like?
Yeah. Because in electrician, they taught me how to care the strippers, the plugs, and the screwdrivers, how to work. I was learned there, and later on, but on the fixing stuff, I didn't really had experience, but I was kind of handy. I could figure out in the school. I was really good on mathematics and physics, and really like to disassemble stuff and assemble it back. So it kind of helped me to really learn fast and I think become a technician.
So, how long did you work as a technician, and then what came from there?
I worked there for 4 years, almost like 3 or 4 years, and I was hoping to get a green card through work guarant, but I couldn't get it, and that's what I actually end up decided. I should go further now, continue. Then I decided to open my own company, and it was the first was fixing the laundromats, the hotel and hospitals. That's what I came up with. Stickers, yellow stickers. I started going basically laundromat from one laundromat to another one. It's like handing over business cards. That's how it started.
And then when you opened the company, was it you only, or you had a bunch of employees?
No, I was only myself. I was only myself. I was the one who was uh, giving over business cards, fixing it, and doing the billing. All me.
I see. A one-man show.
One man show.
Right. Okay. And then, yeah, so people hire you. I assume you're doing a good job, and then you're getting job after job, and then what comes next?
Yeah. So then I had that company for 4 years, I think, from 2008 to 2011ish to 12. And when I got it was already doing about 100,000 a month, and it was 50% net, I think, because we were working ourselves. I had already three guys working for me, technicians. Then when I got the green card in 2012, I went back to Uzbekistan for months. Then I came back, and at that time I understand that, and we started exploring the B2C opportunities on appliance repair. I met other guy in a restaurant who had an appliance repair company, and we saw kind of a synergies with what we are doing in commercial laundry repairing and residential appliance repair.
I see. So is this, I assume this was the business model. People who wanted something to get fixed, needed someone to come fix it, would give you guys a call, and then you go there, you do it, and then you get paid for that.
Yes, correct. In the previous one, we would basically we would go every week to those laundromats and take care of all of the machines. But here was more about household. When someone has a fridge or a laundry machine, dryer, everything, anything is broken in the house, they would call us. We would come and give them a estimate and take care of it.
Okay. So Sardar, was this your first rodeo as a business owner, or did you have had business owner expertise and experience prior to that, maybe back home in Uzbekistan?
No. It wasn't my first time. But actually, working for somebody, working for some other company, or having a business. In Uzbekistan, I was a student. I never really had to work,
I see.
and I never even had an entrepreneurial background.
I see. So you basically got into professional life, started working, and then became a business owner yourself.
Right, correct.
Awesome. And I wonder, how would you guys, or how would your company get the customers, the people that would hire you? How would they find you?
On the previous B2B sector on laundromats, it was basically handing out business cards, and I use a yellow sticker to basically go and put it on the offices. And I was doing direct mail, and I would scrape out all of the addresses from Yahoo Maps at that time, and basically send them like handwritten direct mail to laundromats, and I sign up contract like that. But in the commercial, from the residential market in 2011-12, we were using Google AdWords, and we would use basically paid advertising, some local SEO, and that was kind of a way of how we get the leads. And then we would just basically answer the calls and book appointments and send out the technicians, take care of them, and basically giving a good service and asking them for leaving a good reviews, and the customer would come back.
What you just mentioned within like 20 seconds is something that people come on, sell themselves as gurus, and tell other business owners, hey guys, you have to listen to me. This is what you have to do. And then they make an hour-long video just on what you said. So coming up with all this expertise and doing it, was there someone you learned from? Was there someone who taught you, or where would you learn all of these things?
That was a self-learning, I think, from basically uh, asking the questions and accepting the challenge and taking responsibility, and like how do I figure out, how do I make my phone ring, and how do I answer it. And at the beginning I was doing even secret shopping probably, and going and searching for other how we get the call center script just by calling other companies and writing down their script and documenting it, right? So that was our script as well, just getting the borrowing from the best practices of other companies and combining it together. That was a script of combining. And advertising as well, ad copies. We basically go and Google and whatever the advertisings are. It was a Yahoo ads at that time, then the Google ads. Basically go and see the ad copies and combine those ad copies and create a new ones, right? Now you have the chat GPT, it can do it, but before we didn't have the chat GPT, we had to do it ourselves.
Right.
And that was kind of a beginning of it. And the same thing for the website and offers.
So
Basically,
basically,
I would learn during the nighttime, and
mhm.
like after I come from work, I would search on Google. I would learn how to do the AdWords. I would hire some freelancers on the Upwork, Odesk at that time, and they were helping me from India and other places. how to run the AdWords and everything else. And during the day, I would work. I would answer the call myself and take care of the customers, do the accounting on the Saturday, Sunday, and doing the marketing during the night.
I see. So if somebody is listening to that and they wish to become an entrepreneur, or maybe they are already an entrepreneur, they're like, oh, this sounds like a lot of work, and this sounds like really making someone being exhausted. How did you manage to do all of that, and what was your driving force? What was your biggest motivator behind doing all these things that you just said?
The work is something you don't enjoy, I think. When you enjoy something and are passionate about, it doesn't become a work, it becomes a hobby, and you enjoy it. Like I loved every single piece of it because I like to figure out. Probably the work was, in the beginning, work was like maybe fixing stuff, yes, but it's still the true trying to figure out was not a work because I could kind of see the vision where it could lead, and that would kind of drive me all the time.
I see. I can so much relate to that, man. This podcast, for example, is costing me money and time and doesn't bring any money. At some point, I know eventually it will lead to other opportunities, or even if not, I enjoy it so much. You don't believe it. I enjoy it so much, and also for a couple of reasons. Number one, I get so much from each conversation and every relationship that I build. I take away so much, and I hope also I'm giving something back, but also to those who listen to this show. I know they're getting so much value out of this conversation. Every time I'm preparing to get on a podcast, it's like a kid going to a candy store. I'm
Yeah.
so excited. I'm so happy. I look so much forward. And once I finish it, I feel so fulfilled. So it truly means exactly going
The-
with joy and fulfillment through whatever you do. So I can
no,
truly relate to what you just said.
I listened a few of your podcasts. It's really good, cool things what you're doing, I believe, and it's really interesting how you're opening up the stories of other entrepreneurs, and it's a really driven force. Like I wish I had this kind of podcasts like
Mm.
10, 20 years ago. We could listen and get inspired and follow, right? And I believe one day, when you have, I think you already have enough, and you probably can make a kind of a conference and invite all of these people who you interviewed, and all of the listeners can actually come and actually meet them in person and get to know them as well. It's going to be a really cool experience, I believe.
100%, man. This is absolutely something I'm planning to do. I don't know when, but I'm 100% sure that I will do it. So it's not a question if, it's a question when. So back to your story, Sardar. Tell us what happened from there. So now you're going to do all the work and basically help people with whatever they need in their homes and have a bunch of employees. You're making good money, and then what happens next?
No, we are building basically future of workforce. We are building. In the beginning, it was kind of a marketplace. First, it was a service company, then a marketplace, and now we are building a business ecosystem, horizontal and vertical integrated. We are adding more service lines. We just add a home cleaning. We're planning to add a handyman this year, and we have plans to grow our service lines from 6 now to like 20. We're going to be covering like from landscaping, pool cleaning, car washes, maybe, not maybe, yes, and window cleaning, like any services you might need, doing the maintenance, preventive maintenance, or like recurring. We're going to be covering all of them to actually bring more benefits to our homeowners, to our members, because we became more of a membership subscription platform to take care of our home. And also at the same time, we have building vertical integrated companies like support system, recruiting, the CRM and the Salesforce and Business Academy, the direction, right? To actually be able to help also the we are on the LTV of the contractors, technicians as well. So whenever they come in the beginning as employees to become self-employed, later they want to open up their own businesses. So that's what we are still there supporting them. to open their own businesses. We become kind of a more of a management operation system to give them the entire ecosystem to support them to grow their businesses.
I see. So let's maybe, for someone who has a gap in their mind, let's close this gap from when you were operating your own company and then to when did you come up with the idea to build basically a platform, let's call it, that people could come on and also be a part of this platform. How did you come up with this idea?
It's I think it's a business evolution by trying to solve problems and taking responsibility. And I saw the opportunity was in order to build uh, the marketplace or ecosystem, you have to solve both sides, supply and demand, and you have to support them. And it's kind of evolutionary as they build it itself, kind of solving problems.
Do you think it's also something that relates to the journey of your customer? And when I say customer, it could be on both sides. It could be the service provider in this case, but it could also be the basically the person, the homeowner, whoever is going to hire them. Meaning, okay, now you have the service provider that comes on. You basically connect them, and we will talk about what your business model or platform is exactly set up like. I'm very interested in this. But then you discover, okay, now they did a job, now they completed this first job, now they need more jobs, they need ongoing jobs, so I'm going to solve a next problem that they're facing. After solving their first problem, now they need more customers, so I'm helping them as they go through the journey. Is that what it was like?
Yes, it's a both sides of the journey, right? We have a journey in the consumer side, we have a journey in the contractor side. As you just mentioned, correct. Uh, on the homeowners, when we are doing the CASDEV and we're interviewing the homeowners, like what else do you need? Like how we are doing it. We always do the take NPS, Net Promoter Scores, and we do follow up with our customers and ask them what else do you need. We just gave you like plumbing services, how it went. Like we'll ask a few questions. Then, would you like to have any other services? We introduce for the more. And we at the moment we are doing appliance repair, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and air duct cleaning, home cleaning. We ask at the same time anything else you might need, we can bring them. So at that time we are finding it out from the homeowner what other pain points they might have, and homeowner is telling us what other services to open up to increase the LTV. Otherwise, the customer might need any services once a year. The recurrence of the service is not that high. By bringing home cleaning and more recurring services, actually, we are improving, adding more value on a subscription model. Why they have to pay subscription? Why you have to keep the subscription model? Right. The same thing for the contractors. So actually, it will increase the service request. By having more jobs, they will be more loyal to us and stick to us.
I see. Are the contractors on your payroll, or are they still the business owners handling everything themselves?
The contractors are business owners. They're handling their own. And we come more of as a management system operations.
Gotcha. Gotcha. How do you evaluate them? If, I'm a contractor, I give you a call or give your team a call, and I'm like, guys, I would like to be on your platform. Um, Now you don't want to risk your reputation, right? You want to make sure the people that, or the companies or the contractors that come on your platform also are legitimate, right? How do you evaluate that these guys are really the ones who deserve to be on your platform?
Yeah, definitely we check. First of all, we check a background check right away. And after that, the licensing, reputation. And then we do ride-alongs. They have to actually go through the mentorship with other contractors, and they have to sign off on them. And we give them 10 test jobs, and we really watch them closely during those 10 test jobs. If they pass those steps, then they go to kind of a production. They go to the 90 days, and after 90 days, they're kind of in the production. And we also always monitor the NPS, and we have a division of quality which controls the safety and the quality all the time.
So now somebody has qualified, went to your training to be on the platform. What is their benefit of being on Home Alliance?
The benefit is they don't have to worry about back office support. We basically do the marketing.
Mm,
We basically help them with call center support, sales, accounting. We do the dispatching. They get access to uh, uh, discounted purchase of parts. Because of we buy on bulks or we have access to the accounts and discount. Uh, they don't have to worry about customer complaints. We take care of them and the reputation and everything. So they can only focus on the what is really matters is actually giving the best service.
okay. If I'm thinking out loud and if I'm imagining and drawing a picture of that model in my head, then is it fair to say it would come close to a franchise model without really the barriers of a franchise?
It's similar to franchise. It's more of a, I think it's a kind of a licensing and slash the platform. It's similar to DoorDash and Uber,
I see.
uh, more of a sense.
I see.
Amazon has a similar model, by the way. Amazon has all of the local trucks, which is who is delivering the Amazon products. They're not really employees of Amazon. They're local subcontractor partners.
I see.
It's
I
really
see.
similar to that model.
Right. Man, that's very smart. I like that. And because you can grow exponentially, I also believe, as the company grows, you can grow everything and you grow with your partners basically. So,
Yeah, definitely. It's a win-win.
is there a lot of tech in the background happening and, with all the things that need to be in place?
Yeah, we do use a lot of, before it was automation, and now we are using a lot of AI to distribute jobs, to select the best contractors, prepare the best logistics, best routing, and also we use a lot of tech. And we haven't really bring it in the call center support, but that's kind of working. People don't like to talk to AI at the moment, but in the
Hmm.
future, I think maybe. But the chat support and everything, yes, because most of our customers in the consumer side, uh, first we thought it's a 45 plus. We just found out 50% of our clients are 60 plus,
Interesting.
because 95% of homeowners in US are 45 plus, 50 plus.
Hmm.
Younger generations that don't know house.
Right. Right. Very interesting. Okay. And so what is if somebody is listening to this conversation and they're a contractor and they're like, "Oh, that sounds very interesting. Somebody would support me grow as a business owner without me doing all the work that I do not enjoy. I'm good with, solving problems. I'm good to basically getting the job done, but everything that comes behind the scenes I don't enjoy." Sounds very intriguing to me. I want to see if I'm a fit or not. Who would be a good fit for you guys?
Anyone who's starting their own business or they want to start their own business in home service sector, preferably, right? That's what we are focused at, and uh, and they don't know how to do it, and they need the mentorship and support. That's what I needed 10 years ago when I was starting, right? I couldn't figure out for the first 10 years. I wish somebody would hand off. Like support me 20 years ago, I would start it and I would be here much faster, right? So we are basically giving them all of the educational learning and experience of 15 years to them so they can grow faster. And we can help them to getting a license if they don't have a license. We can help them to get the training and pass the licensing. And we can help them to learn the skill, and we will give them all the support and growing. If they can grow within the company, they can grow their own company. We can support all of that. All of the home service contractors. It might be from appliance repair, HVAC, plumbing, electric, roofing, windows and doors, and anything we might call.
And if someone is on the consumer side, and wants to hire your contractors or work with you guys, now they might be thinking, oh, then basically, or probably I'm going to pay more than just finding a contractor myself and giving them a call. Is that true or fails?
It's a fails, I think, because the benefit of working with us, they get peace of mind. Because if you hire a directly contractor, you should go to and search on Yelp, Google, BBB, any places, or Craigslist, but you don't really know their reputation, if they're going to stand with their words or not, or they're going to disappear. They're going to come and get your deposit or charge, or they're going to be out of business tomorrow because they decided to go back, most of the immigrants maybe here, or they decided to change their career. And now you're stuck because you paid someone and they're not providing a guarantee or workmanship guarantee. And what was the point? With us, we basically keep them accountable, keep our contractors accountable to deliver whatever was promised, right? We're actually putting our reputation in place. And if for any reason you don't want the same contractor coming, we will basically substitute with another contractor or give a 100% money by guarantee. So like, where else are you going to get that? So it's kind of, if you use it from Craigslist, you cannot do anything about a contractor. If you use it from Yelp, all you can do post a negative review on their profile, and they can even remove it if they want to. Same thing on Google, and all of those reviews can be actually kind of artificially grown, right? Like, or by paying the customers or something like that. So how much of a truth you can believe on those platforms, it's different. But with us, we fix the problem with internally NPS. If the contractor technician, they don't provide good job, we basically eliminate them from platform. We stop working with them, or we make sure they actually improve their skills to be able to actually continue working with us.
I see. Very interesting model. How do you guys pick markets? Okay, this is the city or this is the area we're going to expand next. And which markets do you expand on?
We are following Uber model. First, we are going after the biggest metropolitans. We started from LA and Orange County first, and basically we're going all of the big cities like San Diego, San Francisco, San Jose, Seattle, Miami, New York, right? Basically, we go with all of the big cities first. First, we bring one vertical, then we start tackling the other ones one by one. So that's why you might see some regions we have only one or two verticals supporting for now, but later on we have actually business development, regional expansion division who actually working continuously, actually bringing more verticals, more support for those regions.
How do you finance everything, man?
It was a good job, I think. It was great customer service. At the end, if you do a great job, you don't have to finance much.
So you don't have any outside investors. You have bootstrapped everything.
We have bootstrapped till now, and we just got some investor this year, and we are actually working on raising Series A this year, like next year, in the beginning of next year.
I see. And do you guys also do mergers and acquisitions, like growing by acquiring other businesses?
Yes, actually, it's a good question. We have already done that in the past, and actually, our main focus is going to be continuing growing. It's by doing a M&A, mergers acquisition. We are actively looking to purchase more service companies or partner up with them. It can be partial merger, it can be 100% merger. If it's a new vertical, we are looking for the smaller companies to tackle in and expand them. Yes, of course, for the listeners, if anyone wants to exit or they think maybe their company deserves to be in the ecosystem and they want them to continue growing with the ecosystem, they can for sure reach out to us.
Awesome. Actually, after the call, I'm going to talk to you about that because I'm in a few networks, mergers and acquisition networks, that might be very helpful for you and beneficial. So we'll talk about that
Perfect.
off camera.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, man, I want to be respectful towards your time. I have gained myself a lot of information, a lot of value from this conversation, and I'm sure our audience is going to do the same. This is definitely a discussion that I would like to continue somewhere in the future, bringing you back on, because that's what immigrants are all about, right? Immigrant entrepreneurs, all about doing businesses. And I also believe that there are lots of contractors that somehow have an immigration background. Do you agree or not?
Yes, definitely. Of course. It
Yeah,
would be really great to continue this conversation and support our communities.
awesome. And before I let you go, one last advice for someone who's thinking about that, maybe in their early stages of becoming a business owner, and they're overthinking it. What's your advice for them?
So if they just got into US first years, I would really suggest to find a job in a smaller company. And I would definitely recommend home services. And try to find a job in a smaller company and learn the skill first, like few years. Don't even try to open a company; it's too early. And second, try to uh, be loyal and try to kind of prove yourself to that leader, business owner of that company, and ask him to mentor you, and maybe eventually ask him to help you to open a region and partner up with you. It's going to be the best way. And I'm sure if the leader, the business owner, understands, and in growing stage, not competing stage, he should basically allow you to open up that new region on partnership. It would be the best way to do it. And now you have a business owner who you worked with, you helped, you learned a lot, he knows you. Now actually you are expanding together that region together, right? You're going to be continue supporting. That's the best way. If for any reason the business owner doesn't understand, then you have to find a leader, another mentor or partner who you can do it together. It would be the best way. But definitely, I would really recommend after a few years, try to open your own business. And if any support they need, just come to us. We'll help.
Thank you so much. So, people, we will link you up in the show notes. People can find you easily, but I'm just mentioning it one more time. It's homealliance.com. That's how people can find and connect with you. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Perfect. Sardar, thank you so much for taking the time and coming on the show and giving so much value to our audience. I definitely look forward connecting with you in the future. And God bless.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.